It started with a rainstorm and a leaking ceiling. I had just moved into an old Victorian house on the outskirts of town. A fixer-upper, as the real estate agent called it, with character and a lot of potential. What she failed to mention was the attic, or rather, what was hidden in it. The leak led me to the attic on a Tuesday afternoon. I climbed the creaking wooden ladder with a flashlight in one hand and a bucket in the other, expecting only cobwebs and dust. Instead, I found a small wooden chest tucked beneath the beams. It was locked, but the lock was so old and brittle that it crumbled at the touch. Inside were a few faded photographs, a bundle of dried lavender, and a thick leather-bound diary. The cover was cracked with age, and the initials AMW were etched into the front in elegant cursive. I opened it gently, half afraid it might disintegrate in my hands. The first page was dated April 3rd, 1876. What struck me wasn't the age of the entries, but the content. The diary began with mundane details, weather observations, mentions of garden upkeep, and notes about a woman named Clara. But then I read this line. I dreamed again of the crooked tree by the lake, the same as always. A woman in a red coat stood beneath it. She turned and smiled at me. Her face is so familiar, but I cannot place it. My heart skipped. I had that same recurring dream. I had never told anyone about it. A tree by a lake, a woman in a red coat. I read on, unable to stop. As the days passed in the diary, the writer began documenting more events and emotions. Loneliness, longing, and strange dreams. But they weren't just strange, they were mine. Specific details matched memories I had, moments I had always brushed off as déjà vu. A scar on the right elbow from falling off a swing at age 6. A fear of thunderstorms. Even the exact name of my childhood cat, Milo. The entries became more intimate, more detailed, as if the writer wasn't writing about his life, but mine. Then I came to the entry dated May 12th, 1876. I saw her today. Not in a dream, in the market square. She didn't look at me, but I know it was her. The same eyes, the same scar. I wonder if she feels it too. This pull, this echo of something older than both of us. I put the book down and stared at my reflection in the attic window. I had a small scar above my eyebrow, a remnant from a biking accident. I had always felt like I didn't belong in the present, as if a part of me was tethered elsewhere. Could this be some elaborate coincidence? A trick of suggestion? I couldn't shake the feeling that the author, who signed some entries as Alexander, was writing about someone he had seen, someone who looked like me. And then, I found the entry that left me breathless. If you are reading this, then perhaps you are her. Perhaps time has finally let the string unravel far enough for you to find me again. I do not know how or why, only that I feel your presence in dreams and silence. I write these words as a message, a seed. One day it will bloom. One day you will remember. I didn't know what to believe anymore. I spent the next few days researching Alexander M. Whitmore, the initials on the diary. I found a grave in the Old Town Cemetery. Died in 1882. Age 31. Unmarried. Cause of death, unknown illness. There was little else, just silence. But I kept reading. The entries became erratic toward the end. He spoke of visions, of feeling displaced in time. One entry read, "They say I am sick, but I am not. I am only waiting. For her, for the bridge to form, for the time when we can exist together, not just in dreams." I began dreaming more often, clearer, deeper. Always in the same old-fashioned town. Always with him nearby, just out of reach. Sometimes we spoke. Sometimes we didn't need to. His presence was comfort enough. Then, one night, I dreamed of the attic, except it was different, warmer, candlelit. I saw Alexander sitting at the desk, writing. He looked up at me, not startled, just relieved. "Finally," he whispered. I woke up in tears. The next morning, I returned to the attic and opened the chest again. There, beneath the false bottom I hadn't noticed before, was a second diary. Newer. The pages were blank, except the first one. It said, "For her when she remembers." I've since kept the diary with me. I've started writing in it, not because I believe I'm reliving a past life or that time is looping, but because I feel like I'm finishing something. Continuing a story that began before I was born. I don't know if Alexander was real in the way we define real, but I know he was true. And truth sometimes lives in the space between dreams and waking. The house still creaks at night. Sometimes I swear I hear footsteps above when no one is home. Not frightening, just familiar. Maybe he's still here. Or maybe I am. Midnight Whispers is a place for kindred souls. If you feel like you found where you belong, please like this video and subscribe to the channel.